This is going to be very brief because we know that we're mostly a DC channel, but we're also pop culture, movie talk, comic books. Marvel is comics,
comic books,
pop culture. So, and yeah, we like some Marvel comics. I got a few back behind me.
A few.
A few. I have more DC than Marvel, though. I'm more DC than Marvel.
I'm not gonna lie. I only got one.
You only got one?
I only got one.
Actually, I got
and that's Civil War. That's like I love that story.
The Punisher.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I got this the other day.
That's dope.
Yeah. So, okay. What's going on with Marvel? This is what's going on with Marvel. Apparently, they're skipping Hall H. And not only that, but they're also delaying Avengers again. And rumor has it, reshoots on Fantastic Four. Why is that happening? Oh, and also, Spidey is also, I think, being delayed. And also, I think now they're also saying that Nicole Kidman might be coming in as a female. Also, rumor has it that they were going to also fight Savage Hulk, and also John Berthold's Punisher was also going to be in Brand New Day. In other words, why the fuck are you shoehorning everything on these movies?
I got a question. Is Spider-Man now taking place? Is it still taking place after Avengers, or is it coming out before Avengers?
After Avengers.
After Avengers. Okay.
It should be after Avengers because supposedly the story is first is Doomsday, and then supposedly Brand New Day is already in the multiverse, switched up here and there, and I don't know what the fuck. But bottom line is, you know why this is happening, guys? I'll tell you why. Because there's no script to steal this time.
In other words,
why do you think
Phil trying to say is the Russo brothers running around like, oh my god, what are we gonna do?
Why do you think they paid RDJ $90 million and the Russo brothers also? Money talks. And I think I saw an article somewhere that like it had to be like $1 billion or $2 billion just to break even or something like that, because they're going to spend a lot of movie for these Avengers movies.
Like I don't doubt it'll make the money. I said $1 billion.
$1 billion or $2 billion, something like that. I could be wrong.
There's a big difference between $1 billion and $2 billion.
Wait a minute.
I don't remember. I don't remember. I don't remember. I saw it the other day. I just don't remember the figure. That's why I'm not putting. I'm saying.
Oh.
I'm saying what I'm saying.
Here's the thing. I don't doubt that this film is going to make $1 billion because it obviously will. But the fact that has become like the break-even point for Marvel for their films is kind of crazy. Like that's insane.
There's your answer, Rocks. Spider-Man: Brand New Day, between Doomsday and Secret Wars.
Okay. Yep. Okay. But yeah, the fact that it needs to make that much money just to break even is kind of insane.
Why? Godfather, I don't get that. When it comes to, I have nothing against Nicole Kidman. So if it works, it works. You know, nothing against her because she's already been in comic book movies. She was in Batman Forever.
No, Batman and Robin.
No,
you're right.
Batman
You're
Forever.
Right. Batman Forever. I was confusing her with.
Shame on you, Charles.
Sorry, I was confusing her with Uma Thurman, who played Poison.
Yeah. Don't make me simple Jack you, dude. Don't make me simple Jack you. Don't make me simple Jack you. Oh God. So yeah, no. Wait, hold on. What Nicole play? Yeah, so play the villain script. I don't know. We don't know. We do not know. What we do know is that the MCU is not what it used to be. They lost their steam. They lost their magic. Well, and you know what? Who said it right here? I just pulled it up here. Give me a second. Go ahead. Say what you got to say.
I just, you know what? I don't want to jump on they've lost their steam bandwagon yet, I'm kind of holding out to see what happens with Fantastic Four, because I think Fantastic Four is going to set the tone for everything going
I
forward.
agree, because what I'm looking forward to, honestly, out of all of this stuff,
Yeah.
even more than Fantastic Four and all of that, I want to see the X-Men. That's what I want to see them do.
Mhm.
I want to see what they're doing with that.
So Taylor West right here says, guys, Marvel should have taken a 10-year break after Endgame. Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you.
Make me miss the product. There you go. Make me miss the product, then return with Doom as the main villain. And then that way, that gives them time to think about what they need to do. That gives them time to tell the story and map it out the way they need to map it out. All of that. What they are doing is they are I remember a while back. This was maybe a couple of years when this whole DC, Cavill, Snyder, all this stuff started popping up. There was a discussion, and I can't remember whose podcast we were on, but they are shifting with the audience, if that makes any sense. So what they are doing is they are, all of the people that expected a specific quality of film and a specific quality of storytelling, they're older and they're kind of moving them out, and they're in favor of just content overloading. You know what I mean? That's
Hence
why
franchises getting remade, rebooted, the same thing over and over. No originality.
Yeah.
The problem is Marvel is too much of a cog. It's too big of a cog in Disney's wheel for them to just not do anything with that for 10 years. You know, as much as I think that would be the right move, make people miss the product, you know, make them have something to look forward to. Disney would never allow that.
Check this. Sen Havoc says that X-Men is the secret movie. Maybe
secret movie they are doing.
But when you say secret, okay,
So,
but
man.
Sen, when you say secret movie, you're talking about is that the X-Men universe where Monica Rambeau landed with those characters, or is it I don't know, don't matter. Either way, it's I am interested in Fantastic Four. I'm not gonna lie. I will go see Fantastic Four. I will too.
I will too.
I just hate the fact that it's, I don't want to say woke because we already had that conversation here in this podcast, but I don't want more. I don't want no more agenda. Just give me a good story. And make the characters, leave the characters who they are.
You know what? I don't
multiverse, whatever. But like, for instance, like Johnny Storm, he's a player. He's a womanizer. And on this movie, they're not making him a womanizer.
And he's like that in the comics.
It's offensive.
He's exactly like that. Yeah, he's like that in the comics. He's not. He's a very, to use a lesser term, he is a very, very outspoken, a very, you know what I mean, boisterous type of person. He's not subdued. He's not. That's him.
He's a wild card.
But here's the thing: you got to also factor in that technically the MCU has that version of Johnny Storm. He was killed off in Deadpool. You know what I mean? So I can
is true.
I can buy an alternate take of that because we've already.
Well, that's what I'm saying, because because we know already that this Fantastic Four is not from the 616.
Exactly.
It's from a multiverse.
Exactly.
So I'm going to let it slide. I don't like female Silver Surfer, but again, I'm going to let it slide because I want a good Fantastic Four movie.
Yeah, that's going to tie into what we're going to talk about with DC, and we're going to get into that. But yeah, we're going to get back to that. We're going to come back around to that. But yeah, it's I'm going to watch it simply because I want to see what they do with Galactus.
Hot-headed. Thank you.
Johnny's hot-headed. There we go. I want to see what they're going to do with Galactus. So they obviously got the cloud right that Galactus' ship travels in, but we still saw no Galactus in Rise of the Silver Surfer, right? So
cloud
one is, from what I understand, even though the test screenings were like, when it came to the Galactus part, I heard he was terrifying. So I want to see that.
My personal theory is I don't think that universe is surviving this film. I think they're going to pluck elements
Correct.
out of this universe to bring over into the MCU, but I do not think this universe is surviving this film. And that interests me because to me, this film seems like the first. You know when I'm going to use a video game terminology, but you know what a AAA game is, right?
Yeah.
It's like they're like a high budget, blockbuster style game. To me, this is the first time we're getting a AAA Marvel film in a long time. In my opinion, it's been, besides the Spider-Man franchise, this to me is the first time we're getting a true blockbuster Marvel movie again. We're making our way back to the blockbuster Marvel films.
Okay,
I agree.
And
I agree.
That's
because
why
if you and I agree with that, Ross. Because if you think about it, that's how they started off with Iron Man.
Yes,
Iron Man is not A-list character if you really think about it in the comics, but he felt like it. That's why I did so well.
B or C.
He was more like a B-list.
B-list,
Exactly. So that's how they did it. They started off with that, but it's like, okay, Blade obviously was a huge success, guys. They gave themselves some time, some years went by. They said, all right, we don't want to lose this. What can we do? They brought in Iron Man. They brought in Robert Downey Jr. He tested well. He got the job, and he did a phenomenal job. He made me Iron Man. That's my guy. My guy on that side, on the MCU side. I'm Team Tony Stark. I love that dude. So that's what set it off. Didn't cost much money. Didn't cost much money in marketing and all of that. It made their money back. They was like, okay, so far so good. Let's go ahead and follow up with something else. They then came in. Which one was after that? Thor, right? Thor was after that?
No,
or was it Captain America first?
Hulk.
The Hulk.
Yes, right. It was the Hulk. That's right. Then they followed up with the Hulk. Now we're going to talk about that too. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. But yeah, so they followed up with the Hulk. Then they went and Tony Stark made an appearance in that. They had Thunderbolt Ross in that one as well at an end credit scene. And then that's when they followed up with Thor and then Captain America. And then that's when you got your...
I think Captain America First Avenger.
Was First Avenger, yeah. And then that's when you got your... Exactly. That's when you got your Avengers. So Marvel gave it that chance because of what Tony Stark was able to bring to that role. That's what set it off, even with a non-A-list, character like that. So, yeah. So I feel you, Rox. Exactly. That's what it's like. So it's like we're gonna use Fantastic Four as kind of like a jumping off point.
Yes.
And then we're gonna start getting into the good stuff. We're gonna use elements from that film. We're gonna,
I think whatever happens at the end of this film is what's gonna drive us to want to see the next. You know what I mean? Something big is going to happen at the very end of this.
I have faith on Fantastic Four. I have faith on it. Yeah. There's just some topics that I'm going to like.
I will actually say I think it's going to do better than Superman. I want to
hopefully. Oh hell yeah!
There. It's going to do better than Superman.
Yeah, but I'm still worried about the reshoots on Fantastic Four because again, like I said, I'm going to let this slide. I just give me a good movie. That's it. Just give me a good Fantastic Four because the previous one with Michael B. Jordan sucked.
I never saw that.
You know what? And I want to add a little caveat in there too. So the reason why everybody's worried about reshoots and stuff like that, so okay, you got to remember, and I hate saying this, but I got to say it. You got to remember the times we live in, bro. You didn't know anything about what you weren't supposed to know about, and then your film came out.
Right?
Do you understand what I'm saying? And next thing you know, you open the paper up, and you're looking for a movie to go see. Boom, your movie's there. So I think living in this age, we need to know everything exactly how it's going down and the background. So that changes the landscape. And that's why everybody's always worried about reshoots when actually reshoots, that method has been a thing in Hollywood forever. Yeah. It's been something they always do. It's just something that they do. They shoot they shoot their film. They take it to the CEO or whoever. They say the CEO will look at it and be like, can you change? Can you do this? Can you do that? Whatever. And keep right on moving. But you never heard about it in the newspaper. You never heard about it on anything until the era in which we live in now. So reshoots are always a thing. If they got feedback that they need to do this and make these reshoots and they want to make this film perfect, I say go for it. Let them do the
And
reshoots,
they're
man.
especially a thing with Marvel movies. Like, what Marvel film hasn't done reshoots? They've
Has
all
been,
done-
yeah.
they've
That's all
done
they do. So
reshoots. So
Yep. All right,
Right.
so let's move on to our next. Now it's getting good. But guys, please, we got 124 people live with us. Like, subscribe, join the conversation. The Lethal Geeks episode 23 open panel. Everyone's invited, but you know
right,
the
and we're
rules.
going to be dropping a link in the chat here pretty soon, probably in the next maybe 15 minutes or so, something like that. 20 minutes.
Yeah, something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
All right.
All right. So
hang on. I gotta address something. There's a comment from Taylor West. Okay, says if you're cutting 25 minutes out of your movie, you're gonna have a bad time. I know what he's referencing. I get that.
yeah,
We talking
and
about
we will get to that, but I have to also
Yep.
just add in. I want to counter that point as well because they cut 30 minutes out of BVS, and that 30 minutes made all the difference in the world, in my opinion. So I just wanted to. I know the comment section is hot to talk about this. We're gonna get there, but I just
And we're
had to
getting
say
there.
that.
patience, young Padawans. Patience.
all right. But Taylor, I like where you're going with this. And
No,
please,
like where his head's at for sure.
Yeah.
We're getting there. Trust
Yeah.
me. Yep.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about it.
no, definitely. And Taylor, you're new here, so please,
We appreciate the comments.
actually, if you want to jump in later, please
Mhm.
feel free.
Actually, Taylor's been here a couple of times. Actually, I've seen him in here. Yeah, last stream he was
Okay.
on, and
All right, I
he's been
missed
here.
him then. Okay, all right,
Yeah.
cool.